Why Barbra Streisand changed the lyrics of this song moments before it was recorded.
And I thought the word memories was so distinctive that it would be great. Memories light the corners of your mind.
On E.T.
Tonight at 7 on Channel 8.
But a quarter century later, the story of Katie and Hubble remains timeless for its fans and its star.
It was a highlight of my career.
The Way We Were, looking back, tells the story behind the making of the movie, and after 25 years, finally reveals two scenes that never made it to the final cut.
There weren't many movies made about this period of time in the blacklist. And that's why it killed me to have those two scenes taken out. I was really heartbroken.
Barbra and I have had this 30-year discussion about a couple of scenes which she loves.
He informed on you.
He what?
One of those scenes focuses on an argument between Streisand and Redford. It foreshadows the couple's eventual breakup. With the 1950s blacklist, her left-wing political past has become a problem for her husband's Hollywood future.
Crazy. There's something very wrong with any country that makes for informers.
Christ, is that what you think I want you to do?
I don't know anymore. All I know is that if I don't name names, you can't get a job in this town.
Director Sidney Pollack says he made the cuts to help pacing after its first preview screening.
We just had scissors and a razor blade, and we just whacked 7 or 8 minutes out of it and stuck the two pieces together, and that was it. It was a hit.
But Streisand feels that the result gave a false premise to their parting.
The way the movie is now, without those two scenes, it seems like we broke up because he slept with another girl once.
If we got a divorce, you wouldn't have a subversive wife. That would solve everything, wouldn't it?
I don't say to this day that I'm right.
You be scared of anybody, any place, who will not stand up for world peace now.
But remaining was this scene where the crowd tried to humiliate Katie. 25 years later, it still touches Barbra.
I did like that scene. I felt like I used to feel a lot, an outcast. People laughing at me sometimes, you know, and it felt really natural.
Loved that movie. Thank you, Leonard. The Way We Were will be available next month on DVD. And tomorrow, Barbra tells us the great story about how she came up with the lyrics for the theme song from the movie.
The Barbra Streisand exclusive. Why she changed the words to her famous theme song for The Way We Were.
I thought the word memories was so distinctive that it would be great. Memories light the corners of your mind.
Now the songwriters reveal what the original lyrics were.
Barbra Streisand's story behind the theme song from The Way We Were, how she changed one lyric and created a classic.
Misty watercolor memories.
That's next on Entertainment Tonight.
Of the way we were.
The real story behind Barbra Streisand's Oscar-winning song, the original lyric sheet from The Way We Were, and which other actor almost had Robert Redford's role. Barbra Streisand's theme song for The Way We Were perfectly captured the emotion of the film. But now E.T.'s Leonard Maltin has the story behind the song that had the star rewriting the lyrics.
A quarter century after we first heard this melody, it's still in our minds. The Way We Were won Oscars for that title song and its score. The melodies were composed by Marvin Hamlisch, who'd first crossed paths with Streisand nearly a decade earlier.
Yeah, I met Marvin in the pit of Funny Girl when he was, no, I was 19. No, who was 19? I was 21 probably. He was 19. And he was the rehearsal pianist. Yeah, I always loved Marvin.
Hamlisch credits Barbra with helping to shape the final version of the theme.
She was wonderfully helpful in making the changes, in saying, wait a minute, this is going to be an endless song. We don't have this kind of time.
I get very involved in songs that I sing.
Lyricists Alan and Marilyn Bergman are still thankful for that.
We had the lyric beginning, daydreams light the corners of your mind. She suggested that the first word of the song be memories.
I can't remember why, it just didn't feel right. Daydreams light the corners of your mind. And the memories came later, and I thought the word memories was so distinctive that it would be great. Memories light the corners of your mind. And they went, oh yeah.
Misty watercolor memories
The magical matchup of Streisand and Redford is so perfect that it seems impossible to imagine anyone else in the roles. But in Redford's case, it almost turned out that way.
I spent more time trying to convince Redford to do this picture than I've ever spent in my life on anything.
Producer Ray Stark, eager to start work, was ready to sign Ryan O'Neal instead. Director Pollock kept begging Redford.
He just said, oh, God, all right, I'll do it.
That made his co-star very happy.
I thought Redford was great in The Way We Were. I think it was his best performance, to tell you the truth.
Thank you, Leonard. The Way We Were will be available next month on DVD, and we'll be right back.